know everything depends upon the way the wind may blow. And that's so true for life by my favourite philosopher ever, Noel Gallagher. Yeah, so it's a happy day today. It's a day that finally has arrived that I thought would never arrive actually, where Oasis, my favourite band, have announced they're going to actually do a reunion tour. So that's kind of exciting. Um, if they make it that far, I mean, it is nearly a year away, so who knows if they'll actually be able to tolerate each other for that time. But we will see. We're optimistic, live in hope. And so, yes, it's good news for them, I think, as brothers as well, and for their mum. And I think, it's just, yeah, sends like a nice flutter of joy and positivity into the world, which I think is much needed at the moment. So it seems like more than ever, there's so much bad news, um, just in the UK especially, like we've just got a new government and they're already saying it's going to be like poverty, austerity. God, I hate that word. Um, and it's all utter bullshit because, yeah, we've got loads of debt, but we've always had loads of debt. So, it's like we're never going to pay it off anyway. So it really doesn't make any difference in the big scheme of things. So, yeah, that's my opinion on it. But they just like to kind of, put a downer on everything and try and bring everyone down all the time and keep everyone in that kind of a survival mode, which I think is very important when you're trying to control people, is to keep people in the survival mode of being like, on the hamster wheel, just desperately trying to kind of keep going somehow. And yeah, I do think music is an escape from that kind of you know rat race or hamster race, if you like. And yeah, so it just goes to show as well, I think, what I was recently doing a video about when I was talking about manifestation, because it's just so funny because recently I've just really stopped caring. Like, I'm just like, honestly, I'm not even bothered if they do get back together. It's like, it just doesn't bother me anymore. I just think they're a pair of plonkers, really, at the end of the day. But it's just funny when you actually start to think that and you really just stop caring about something. That is when it is much more likely to happen because you've fully let it go. And you just, it's not like in your mind anymore, and that is when things tend to happen. So yeah, it's just proving what I was saying really about it being like, in a restaurant when you order something and then you just forget about it, you think about other things, you chat about other things, and then it just magically appears. So it really does seem like that's what goes on with so many things. I look back on my life and it's like, wow, yeah, actually, when you really stopped wanting that thing, suddenly it was like handed to you on a plate and you're like, not sure I even want that anymore, you know. So it's just so ironic, life. And if there is a God, he has a good sense of humor, that's for sure. So yeah, I feel like my life is very much like that at the moment. It's like whatever way the wind may blow, I think it's good to just kind of be open to opportunities and not to have anything set in stone. I really do believe there are different timelines, and it's like, there is no set fortune, no set destiny really for anyone. I think there's some things that you're definitely steered towards by the universe. I've had it before where I've tried to avoid somebody or something, and it's like you keep getting steered back in that direction. So you definitely do get kind of, pushed towards things, but you do always have free will. And if you really, are determined to stay away from somebody, or for whatever reason to not go down a certain road, then you do have the free will to do that. So yeah, that's what that's what I've learned anyway. you know But it is best really not to avoid your destiny, because it's probably, something important, whether you realize it or not at the time. Maybe it's something that will have a domino effect on lots of things which are meant to happen. I guess it's a bit like sliding doors. Somebody was asking me recently, have you ever had like a sliding doors moment? And I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, actually I've had a few. And you just think, wow, if I hadn't have, walked into that bar. Like one time I was recently walking home, and I just had a feeling to go into somewhere, into this bar on the way home, and it was really just because it was raining, and that was the only reason really. I mean, I was already toying with the idea, but when I went in there, I ended up meeting somebody that I hadn't seen for ages, and it was quite an important meeting. So you just feel like there is these little subtle signs from the universe when something is supposed to happen. So I do think it's important to listen, and yeah, but there are many, many different outcomes, many different doors, as I think he said in a different song. And maybe we are all part of the master plan at the end of the day.